But again, you know, he seemed to have that whole all-American package. Now there's just, you know, bile towards him. You know, Alex Rodriguez had bile before. He has bile now. I mean, you know, the championship ring did a little bit for him, but the reclamation, he didn't have as far to come back.
I think.
Here's where I disagree with you.
Finally.
Hey, you've been really, you know, you've been really negative since
We've
you
been
got
having a
here.
little love fest here.
Well,
Are you
you're
sure you want
yelling
to
about
disagree
that
now?
Danish guy.
I do.
Are you sure?
Well, you know,
We'll give you a chance to think. Give him a little Jeopardy music so he can make sure. Thank you.
You know, CNN did a recent poll, and they found that 60% of the respondents want Tiger not only to return, want Tiger to win. But the more interesting part of that poll was that 43% of the respondents said they still have a favorable view of Tiger Woods. Now, the media went to town on that and emphasized that's down from 85% 5 years ago. Yeah. I think the media got that all wrong. What's fascinating to me, what's remarkable to me, is in spite of all of the vilification, 43% are still enraptured with Tiger Woods.
And they should be, people. Let me tell you something. The only reason that there'd be any reason to not be enraptured with the greatest golfer in history, bar none, would be because you're mixing the skill of the game with his personal life. People, you have a personal life too, but I got bad news. Nobody cares about you because you're not famous. You're not pumping a ton of money into this economy while we're in a recession, while you sit there watching this at work. Get to work. My point is, you should love Tiger Woods. You should,
we're not
as a golfer.
Megan, you do have a bright future, and he might have been talking about you, okay? Just to, so you don't hurt everybody's feelings.
Just drink the water. I didn't put anything in it at the break. Drink the water.
Yeah.
Just drink the...
Well, would you have the same opinion of Tiger Woods if something comes out that he has been taking HGH all these years?
That would be a huge...
That would be a huge difference because that affects his game. He's cheating in the game. I don't care about his personal life. That's not my business.
So we'll tolerate a cheater, but not a cheater.
That's
is that
right.
what we're saying?
That is right.
Not a game cheater.
It's not my business what he's doing with his wife. You know, we should all be so lucky to be able to cheat on that woman.
Here's the most obvious question. For athletes to be successful, even the most naturally gifted ones, they got to be dedicated, they got to be disciplined, and mentally strong. How do you explain someone dedicated, mentally strong, and disciplined doing something that just seems so stupid? In this case, in Roethlisberger's case, who else got in trouble over the weekend? The wide receiver on the Steelers, MVP of the Super Bowl.
Oh, Santonio Holmes.
Santonio Holmes again. And then we had Steve Rogers over with Cleveland Browns.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
And somebody else, Joey Porter, right? Didn't he just got acquitted, but he like punched a cop at a traffic stop or something?
So how do you explain
Not exactly that, but something like that.
You know, there were two ways to explain that or to understand that a little bit more. One way has to do with Tiger is a very disciplined, as you said, and controlled kind of guy. So so he brings himself to a project with enormous compulsivity and discipline. So the degree to which he brings himself to golf may be the same degree to which he brings himself to cheating. Now, that's why you get 16 or more extramarital.
Right. I think
it's like hilarious.
He doesn't want to be
we're
good
going to find
cheating,
two more, one for each hole.
Exactly. It's like I could probably fit in another mistress here. Otherwise, I'm just being lazy.
Right.
I think that's a great point.
He's a multitasker.
Yeah.
I said it before.
The second way of trying to understand that has to do with the psychological concept of compartmentalization. You know, when one has the ability to function a certain way in one department and to function entirely a different way in the other department. You know, Bill Clinton ran the country, the most important figure in the world, on the one hand, and found time and a way to cheat with Monica Lewinsky on the other hand. So, to be able to
Can you imagine how
both.
much better a president and how much better a golfer, if at all, what your theory is, Megan, he'd be if he could just focus on the game, right?
More practice time.
I mean, more
he seems consumed
more
with
practice
women
time
when he's
and
not
mentally.
on the course.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And mentally doesn't have to worry about calling a girl so she can change her voicemail so that when his wife calls, she doesn't hear it. Yeah.
Hypothetically.
But he would say his rationalization might be because of the pressures of the presidency or because of the pressures of golf, I also need to have an outlet. Doesn't justify it.
Right.
I don't think my wife would buy that at all.
Right. His
You
wife's
know, honey,
hot.
because of the pressures.
Yeah, but all kidding aside,
That's why I called it a rationalization.
But you have a great point. Like, and I mean this. You can look at the entire Tiger Woods scandal. I'm not kidding. Like, look at how he treated his mistresses and all the affairs. like golf, and even when he's like bailing out and sending that girl the text message,
Rachel,
like
you could tell.
Yeah, you could tell. That's like him laying up on a hole. He's like, all right, I can't reach the green on this. It's like, let me just try and bail out, change the number. So you're saying Tiger Woods approached his mistress situation like he did golf. When you get to the 18th hole, you don't leave nothing in the bag.
Right.
Am I
In
right?
this case, it was the 16th.
Okay.
All right.
There'll be two. There'll be two more greens coming out, if you know what I mean. Par 3 and probably a long dog leg ride.
What's going to end?
I don't think the
Exit
greens is
question,
much the
doctor.
same,
That's
Travis.
pretty good. You like the
That
dog
was
leg?
good.
Okay.
What's going to
Give
be
him a
harder
bruise
for
right
the
there.
public to digest? Kobe Bryant coming back from a rape charge, or Tiger Woods coming back from a fidelity?
I think it's going to depend on how well Tiger does. If he does well on the course,
The sponsors come back.
absolutely, absolutely.
And does he hold a grudge for them dumping him? Does he say, Gillette, forget about it? What's another one?
The tag viewer.
Yeah. Oh, the tag you.
Good thing I did that so you know in that watch.
Everyone,
Idiot.
Accenture.
You're
Do you
wearing
understand
your
why a woman would stay with him that doesn't need anything like Elin?
Elin, yeah. Well, she's she's
But
got
don't you
a lot
think
of integrity. But this happens all the time. A lot of the politicians' wives choose to stay with them. There are economic reasons, for the sake of the kids. All kinds of factors like that prompt women to stay
Don't you
with
think
them.
that helped Kobe a lot? Like Kobe sitting there with his his wife right at his side. Ellen's been very, she's been
Aloof.
She's been like, look, you fix your crap, and then maybe I'll take you back.
Well,
It's not helping Tiger at all.
Go to rehab. We still don't know what happened that night. But the other thing is she was wearing all Nike regalia about 2 weeks ago, and she knew the cameras were out, and Nike stood by her. And at the same time, he was wearing all Nike stuff. Why would she be wearing Nike stuff, something that Tiger endorses, if she wasn't still going to be with Tiger?
Probably because it's free swag.
You know who I'm
Closet. They got a boatload of
It's
it.
not Jim answering that question. It's Elin, who cashes in $30 million for lunch.
Can you believe Gatorade
her
dropped
advantage.
Tiger Woods? I mean, if anyone needs to
Tigerade?
replace their fluids, that's Tiger Woods.
Thank you very much. On that note, let's take a
Because you
time out.
lose electrolytes, people, when you sweat. Thank
Doctor,
you.
we're going to go ahead and get your book.
Thank
I
you.
go for a banana.
Dr. Stanley H. Teitelbaum,
You
author of
don't.
Athletes Who Indulge Their Dark Side. Thanks so much. Great job. Couldn't be more appropriate, sadly. Back for more Strategy Room and more Clubhouse Report right up to this.